Hello and welcome back to Slow English, the channel where you learn English through simple, real stories. Today's story is called The Last Train. This is an A2 level story. The words are simple, the sentences are short, and I will speak slowly and clearly. The story is about a young man called Oliver. He is trying to catch a train home, but nothing is going as planned. Are you ready? Let's begin. It was a Thursday evening. Oliver was at a work dinner with his colleagues. The dinner was lovely. Good food, good conversation. But it went on longer than he expected. Much longer. At 9:45, he looked at his watch and felt his stomach drop. His train was at 10:15. The station was 20 minutes away by taxi. He excused himself from the table quickly, picked up his coat and bag, and stepped outside onto the pavement. He opened the taxi app on his phone. The wait time said 12 minutes. 12 minutes. That was too long. He looked up and down the street. A taxi with its light on was coming around the corner. Oliver raised his hand. The taxi stopped. Oliver. Central Station, please. As fast as you can. I have a train at 10:15. Driver. I'll do my best, mate. It's busy out there tonight. Oliver sat back and watched the streets go by. Every red light felt like a personal attack. Every slow-moving bus felt deliberate. At 10:08, the taxi pulled up outside the station. Oliver threw some cash at the driver. Keep the change, and ran. The station was large and busy, even at this hour. Oliver ran through the main entrance and looked up at the departure board. His eyes scanned the rows quickly. Manchester Piccadilly, 22:15. Platform 6. He looked at his watch. 10:10. 5 minutes. He ran to the ticket barriers. He reached into his coat pocket for his ticket. It was not there. He checked the other pocket. Nothing. He opened his bag and looked inside. His laptop, his charger, a book, his packed lunchbox from this morning. No ticket. He stopped walking and stood very still in the middle of the busy station. Then he remembered. He had a digital ticket on his phone. He opened the app. The ticket was there. He almost laughed with relief. He held his phone to the barrier. It beeped. The gate opened. He ran down the escalator, stood on the left, walked on the right, British rule, and sprinted along the platform. The train was there. The doors were still open. He got on. He found a seat, sat down heavily, and let out a very long breath. The doors beeped. They closed. The train began to move. Oliver closed his eyes. The carriage was about half full. Some people were on their laptops. Some were reading. A group of 4 young women were talking and laughing at the other end. A man across the aisle was already asleep, his head against the window. Oliver took off his coat and settled into his seat. A ticket inspector came through the carriage. He was a tall man with a grey uniform and a calm, efficient manner. Inspector. Tickets, please. Oliver held up his phone with the digital ticket on screen. The inspector scanned it with a small device. Inspector. Thank you. Travelling to Leeds tonight. Oliver. Yes, Leeds. Should be about an hour and 20, right? Inspector. That's right. We're on time tonight. No delays. You should arrive at 11:35. Oliver. Perfect. Thank you. The inspector moved on down the carriage. Oliver put his phone away and looked out of the window. The city lights were fading now, replaced by dark fields and distant farmhouses with warm yellow windows. He felt his shoulders relax for the first time all evening. He reached into his bag and took out his book. He had been meaning to read it for 3 weeks. He opened it to page 1. Oliver had read 4 pages when the speaker crackled. Announcement: "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your train manager speaking. I'm sorry to inform you that, due to a signaling problem near Wakefield, this train will be making an unscheduled stop at Wakefield Westgate. We expect a delay of approximately 20 minutes. We apologize for any inconvenience. Refreshments are available in Coach C." Oliver put his book down. 20 minutes. The man across the aisle woke up and looked confused. "Man, sorry, what did they say? Did I hear a delay?" Oliver: "Yes, about 20 minutes. Signal problem near Wakefield." Man: "Ah." He rubbed his face. "Every time." Oliver smiled sympathetically. "Do you travel this route often?" Man: "Every week. Thursday night, back to Leeds. You?" Oliver: "Same actually, though usually I catch the 9:45. Tonight was a late one." Man: "Work dinner?" Oliver: "Work dinner." The man nodded with great understanding. Man: "I'm David, by the way." Oliver: "Oliver, nice to meet you." David: "Well, Oliver, fancy a coffee from Coach C while we wait? I think we've earned it." Oliver laughed. Absolutely. The train arrived at Leeds Station at 11:58, 23 minutes late, but there at last. Oliver and David had spent the delay talking in Coach C over paper cups of surprisingly decent coffee. David was an architect. He had 3 children and a dog called Chester. He had taken this train every Thursday for 4 years. They walked off the train together. David: "Do you need to get a taxi from here?" Oliver: "No, I'm just a 10-minute walk. I like walking at night. The city's quiet." David: "I envy you. I'm the other direction. Cab for me." "Right then, Oliver. Safe journey home." Oliver: "You too, David. Good to meet you." They shook hands on the platform and went in opposite directions. Oliver walked out of the station into the night air. It was cold and clear. The streets were quiet, just a few taxis, a couple of late-night walkers, the distant sound of music from somewhere. He walked slowly. No rush now. He thought about the evening, the dinner, the taxi, the sprint across the station, the digital ticket panic, the delay, the coffee, and David the architect with his 3 children and a dog called Chester. Oliver arrived home at 12:15. He hung up his coat, made a cup of tea, and sat on the sofa. His phone buzzed. A message from his colleague from the dinner. "Hope you made your train. Sorry we kept you so late." Oliver smiled and typed back. "Just about. Also made a new friend. Long story. See you tomorrow." He put the phone face down on the cushion and drank his tea in the quiet flat. Outside, the last few cars of the night passed on the street below. A fox crossed the road under the orange glow of a streetlight. Oliver finished his tea. He rinsed the mug. He went to bed. He set his alarm for 7. He thought briefly about whether he should catch the 9:45 train tomorrow, and decided yes, he might see David again. He closed his eyes, and that is the end of today's story. The Last Train. I hope you enjoyed it. Train station vocabulary is very useful. Words like departure board, platform, ticket barrier, carriage, ticket inspector, and delay are all real words you will hear and use at train stations. And remember, sometimes a delay is just an opportunity to meet someone new. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe and click the notification bell. A new story every week. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time